Top 5 countdowns. That's right. Horror movie
Okay.
short films.
I had
I
to do
did.
research.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love
I
it.
had to think about it.
I figured it fits within, and I would be interested to see what some of your choices are running a film and having run film festivals for a while, you know? So let's get started with number 5, shall we? All right, I'm going to kick this off. Lisa, why don't you kick us off at number 5 on this one?
Let's
What
see.
is
So I have it's called Swipe, and the filmmaker is Niels Burgoyne. He's from Belgium, and his shorts are awesome. Swipe is so scary, especially if you're single, dating, anything like that, using the dating apps. That's what it is. It's a stalker short film that just grabs you. I expect to see really great things from him continuing on, and I'm excited to see it when he finally makes a feature, because it's going to be awesome.
I love that. All right, I'm going to check that out. Swipe. How about you, Karen? What's your number 5?
I didn't put them in numbers, but one of them that I picked, and I went back a few years. This is from 2022. It's called Closing Time, and it's animated. I couldn't find how long it was, but I think it might have been about 10-ish or so minutes. The filmmakers were Hector Perez Aguilar, Ryan Williams, and Samuel Johnson. And I have really short synopses for each of these films. So basically, it's about an obnoxious truck driver, and he is very obnoxious. He's one of those guys, when he goes into this late night stop, he wants to just stay and pick out whatever he wants, even though it's way past closing time, and he thinks he could do whatever he wants. So basically, he's in the middle of nowhere at a gas station. He stays past the closing time, being obnoxious, and then he learns that that was not a wise choice. So all this craziness ensues. But I love a good animated horror film, and this is kind of horror comedy because it's really funny. But the colors, from what I remember, because it's been a while, were really vibrant, and that was one of the things that stood out for me.
I love it. Awesome. Great choices. My number 5 is called Don't Move. It's about a bunch of friends playing a Ouija board, but there's a demon there watching them.
Ooh.
And if they move, they're gonna die.
So I'm writing these down.
I'll leave that one. I think everybody should check that one out. And I did get with some of my friends who also review movies to help me put together my list, because I have a few that are from personal experience, but I had to get a couple more added in there, and I wanted to. Well, number 4. Let's start with you, Karen. What's your number 4?
Oh, well, I will go with, it's called Cutter, Cutter. Again, this is back from 2022. The filmmaker is called, the filmmakers are Dan Rep and Lindsay Young. This is one of those films, if you have to do a trigger warning, I would say you would need a trigger warning for this particular one. It's a teenage girl who is a cutter, and she's in recovery, and she has a really overbearing mother. But she's haunted by a ghost. And so the visual effects of this movie were, we don't get a whole lot of graphic visuals, but this one here was pretty graphic. And I think because it felt so real, you know, we may or may not know people that cut themselves, but it is very much a problem. And so that was one that stuck with me also.
Go check that out. I'm gonna check them all out. I'm gonna have a little horror fest tonight. Lisa, how about you? What's your number 4?
So my number 4 is Howl If You Love Me. It's by John Dilworth, who created Courage the Cowardly Dog. And it, like Karen was talking about, horror animation, we don't get a lot of it, and it's really fun when we do. And it's even better when it actually becomes the best of the fest. So this is the one that won our festival last year. And it's a love story, and it's a werewolf story. And if you get a chance to check it out, I know it was in a lot of the film festivals. It's really a fun one. It was very cool. At the end of the film festival, when the credits were rolling, somebody stood up. It was like in Little Miss Sunshine. They stood up in the middle of the room and they yelled, "Yes! I knew it!"
Awesome.
Because they were familiar with the cartoons and everything. So that was a really good feeling.
I love that. That's fantastic. My number 4, I went with it's pretty popular when they made a feature out of it, but it wasn't as good. Lights Out.
Oh,
I will always, that one always gets me. That's the one where she flicks the light on and off, and every time she flicks it off, the person's standing there, and then it gets closer and closer. Plays to my anxieties. All right, go number 3. All right, what? All right, Lisa, let's go back. What's your number 3?
Oh, okay. So my number
What's your
3,
choice?
it's called Lizzie, and it's directed by Jack Foley, and it's Brownstone Films. So it stars a girl. Her name's Lexi Hannon, and her name is Lizzie, and her name is Lizzie Borden. And so it has a really good twist. Grifters come to the house and they're going to steal from them, her and her mom, and that's a big mistake. And Lexi Hannon is fantastic in this. I can't wait to see what she does, as she gets older and grows as an actor, because she was really good in it.
I'm into it. I love that. All right. Karen, how about you?
So this one is a little bit newer. It's from 2024. It's called Grampy. 14 minutes long. It's from Graham Burrell. This again is kind of a horror comedy, and a little quick synopsis. It's a grief-stricken woman is dating a similarly mourning man, only to discover that he keeps the stuffed corpse of his late grandfather, taxidermy style, in the bedroom of his remote farmhouse, where she's now trapped by a storm and forced to spend one terrifying night with him. So, again, it was a first date, I believe, and she's in this desolate area in a farmhouse and comes across, Grampy. So again, quite funny. I love a good comedy horror. So I would say that's a fun one.
I love it. All right. So mine is called Playtime. I'm not going to give too many details, but I'm going to say you get scared very easily. It may be one you're not. Oh. So, I'm doing that as sort of a challenge, not just to you guys, maybe watching and listening. Like, you might want to check it out if you're in really know. It genuinely got number 3. What's your number 2? We'll start with Karen this time.
Oh, okay. So I think I'll go with Nun with the Chainsaw. And it's exactly that. It's a Nun with the Chainsaw. It was from 2022. Robert Getty was the filmmaker. I don't even think this was 5 minutes long. I think it was like 2-3 minutes. It was really short, but man, it packed a punch. It was a lot of fun. Again, a nun, a knock at the door, and that's all she wrote.
The rest is gas-powered history.
Right.
I love it. All right, Lisa, what's yours?
So mine is I'm on a werewolf kick tonight. So it's called Scratch, and it's by Michael Trinati, and it stars a real life father and son, and they're playing a father and son, and they're on a guy's camping trip, and they have really good chemistry, as you could expect, and then they hear something in the woods, and they're stuck in their RV, and it goes a little crazy from there. It's really well done. He's another one like Niels. He's one to watch. His films are really good.
I will definitely check that out. That sounds all right. My number 2 is There Are Monsters. It's I like this one because it was more of a mystery, and it's about a couple waiting for like relatives to come over, and they start seeing people with like really big smiles. And I'm gonna leave it at that, but if you guys get a chance, check it out. There's some good mystery to it, and I don't want to give anything away. So let's finish off with our number 1s, and I forget who went first last time. Lisa, why don't you finish us off the first up with your choice?
So I went kind of mainstream, and I went with All Hallows Eve by Damien Leone. So the first one that introduces Art the Clown, it was 3 shorts, and they all tie together. And if you've seen it, it's like you were talking about it's kind of devastating at the end. Babysitters, something in the house. It's always that, is there somebody in the other room, and what can I do? So that's the one I went with.
I like it. Right. And I've seen that one, so I know. I like that one.
I think we've all seen that one.
How about you, Karen? What's yours?
So again, I didn't really rank these 1 to 5, but this one here was one that it's called Brother Troll. It's from 2021. It's a longer short. It's 30 minutes, so it's pretty long. And I'm probably going to butcher the filmmaker's name. It's Gudmund Helmsdahl. And I have to say that this was one of the ones we thought it was beautifully shot. Like it is very professional. It's beautiful. but we weren't really sure if it was horror. We weren't sure if we should put it into the festival. Well, I'm so glad we did because it played so well. We had so many people at the end of the fest saying that they loved that film. So what it's about, again, a little short synopses. Once upon a time in the Faroe Islands. So again, you get to see this beautiful cinematography of the Faroe Islands, which when do you ever get to see that really, especially in a short? And it's about two lone brothers struggling to save the family farm and the relationship after the sudden loss of their older brother. So I will just say one brother is very virtuous, religious, hardworking, and the other brother is, you know, an alcoholic and doesn't want to do anything and really kind of busts his stones all the time. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of sad, but it's bittersweet at the end, I would say.
All right.
Yeah.
I like this. All right. Getting deep with it on that one. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Number one for me, it's a tough one. It's one that will make you think, and it is one is dark. It's called The Kid in the Camera. It's a claymation about a little boy.
Love claymation.
Yeah, so it's very effective horror, but it is not lighthearted. So like it comes off lighthearted because it's about a little boy who has this camera that he loves. It's his favorite thing on the planet. And he breaks it one night accidentally. And a dragon comes up to his window at night and says, I can fix it. You just have to come to my magical wonderland and come to my workshop. And then they go on their claymation journey. And it ends. It ends pretty, yeah. So but it's effective. Like I was saying, again, like we were talking walk, it's one that sticks with you, and I can appreciate it. And I like our choices. Thank you for helping me with my top 5 this week. Guys, all right, so let's get talking about Delco Horror Haven.